Hitsugaya and Rangiku team up against Bazz-B the Quincy in my review of Bleach, chapter 548. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 seconds. That's how long this chapter felt to me because it just went so quickly. We are finally back to the frantic action of Bleach. Kubo just loves doing his big one-panel battle scenes. And you know what? I'm kind of glad to see them back, and maybe that's just because Bleach has been on such a long break, and similar to last week's chapter, things immediately just get right into it, and the main focus this week is the battle of Hitsugaya and Rangiku fighting against Bazz-B. But there is another story at the beginning, one that I think is still very interesting, and I don't know what Kubo's deal is here, but I think he has to have something planned for Omaeda here because he keeps inserting his scenes into the series, and I don't have anything against the guy at all. You know what? He's a pretty goofy, fun character, but honestly, in the final arc of the series, he's just not the type of guy that I would go to for the story, but that's what I'm interested in seeing. Maybe there's a bigger plan here. So obviously the chapter opens up with Omaeda, the big-ass goofy guy, the lieutenant of Soifong, and he's doing what he's always good at, which is being a little bitch, screaming and crying about everything that's going on until he has to put up a strong front when his sister comes by and is worried that he's going to have to go off and fight against all of the invading Quincy. And that's when he realizes he has to do this. He's a member of the Gote 13, and now you get all excited, and then all of a sudden another member of the Stern Ritter appears, BG9, who has a really awesome name and a really cool design. Before the battle can begin, we go to Hitsugaya and Rangiku and her Matsumotos. They're fighting against Bazz-B, and he's a cocky little sumbitch, and he's going to be using his fire techniques against them. I loved the teamwork with Rangiku and Hitsugaya this week. As Bazz-B is attacking them with his fire, he's able to put up this very thin wall of ice, which isn't completely melting away. And it's explained that both him and Rangiku are actually combining their two Zanpakuto abilities together. She's essentially creating like a giant wall that will create ice around it. Then she calls her sword back. Thus you get this big sheet of ice. And this is able to block all the fire and everything. And I love the way that Hitsugaya actually kind of eggs on Bazz-B. He's like, I guess really quantity is all I need to kick your ass. The chapter ends somewhat unceremoniously when Hitsugaya explains what his ability is. He calls it like vacuum ice. I don't know, maybe you guys could explain it a little bit more in the comments below. The point is, he decides to attack Bazz-B full-on with his vacuum blade of ice. It's very strange, but it's pretty badass. He stabs him at the end, and it looks like that might be the end of this character, although I don't want to think it is yet. I mean, if this really is the end of this battle, it was somewhat anticlimactic. I still think Bazz-B is about to pull out some crazy abilities out of nowhere. So there it is. Bleach is back, and it's already getting right into the action. I'm an action fan, so I'm very happy to see a lot of this stuff. And there's a lot of classic Kubo artwork all throughout this entire chapter. All the big panels, all the cool poses with all the different characters. Really, though, it's Hitsugaya and frickin' Rangiku teaming up this week. It's really cool. I love the way they're able to combine their abilities. Obviously, the interactions between them are always as fun as ever. Rangiku is frickin' smoking as always. And the only thing I just want to say is I wish we would get back to some of that stuff at the beginning because I want to see more of BG9. He's a really interesting looking Quincy. I always love characters that have that really cool slick design. Why is he wearing that mask? What are his abilities? I don't know. And why the hell is he fighting against Omaeda? I don't know. It's very strange, but I can't wait to see what's going to come of that because I know Kubo has big plans for this character, possibly. Or maybe this is just another way to bring Soifong back into the light. I don't know yet, but we'll just have to wait and see. This wasn't a perfect chapter, like I said. I wish they would have had a little bit more focus. That's always been one of Kubo's biggest problems. But it was still an entertaining read, and if you're a Bleach fan, you know, you're just going to sop this stuff up anyway. But, you know, there could have been some more explanation as to how those powers really worked. Vacuum ice, I'm still kind of confused about it. But it looked cool for the most part. It just still makes me wish that the anime version would just start up again very soon, because it always makes a little bit more sense when you see it that way. But, like I said, I still like this chapter. There were a few things I didn't care for, so I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10. Just a pretty decent action chapter, but I really hope this is not the end of the battle between Hitsugaya, Rangiku, and Bazz-B. I hope there's a lot more to it. So there you go, guys. That was a pretty good chapter this week. I really enjoyed it. I love the action. Can't wait to see what's going to happen next time. But how did you guys feel about this week's chapter of Bleach? Did you have any favorite moments, any favorite action scenes? Are you happy to see Omaeda again? You can let me know with your comments below. And you guys know the drill. Before you leave, make sure and give the video a thumbs up. Absolutely one of the best ways to support our videos. And hey, check out my review of Hunter x Hunter episode 95. Yeah, I'm reviewing that anime series now, and you know what? I really, really like it. It's at the most exciting arc right now, the Chimera Ant arc. And I'm also going to have some more Hunter x Hunter discussion videos coming out in the near future, so make sure and stay tuned for those, as well as to stay tuned for some cool Pokemon-themed videos coming up, because it is Pokemon month. So, I will see you next time, guys. Super Kami Guru 9000, out.